I was so excited about the opportunity. I have built my whole life around that particular thing, and I was hoping for the best, only for me to receive an email that it has fallen through. And in that moment, it seems as if my whole world has come crumbling. I am speaking to you on this series on letting go of a near success and embracing the amazing thing that God has in stock for you. My name is Ogechi Franklin, and I'm doing a series on letting go of the past and embracing the future that God has in store for you. About 10 years ago, I applied for a scholarship for a master's program I wanted to do abroad, and I went for the exam. There were so many people that wrote the same exam, like thousands of people, and out of the thousands that wrote the exam, I think there were about 40 of us that was called for the interview. And I was so happy. I was so, when you have planned out your life and it seems like all of your dreams, all of the things you wanted is just about to happen. So I was so excited that my dreams were finally coming to pass. All of the things I planned out, that after school I was going to go abroad, do my master's, come back, get established somewhere. I saw all of those plans as if they were going to be realized, with that particular scholarship. So when I was called for interview, I was so happy. I was so glad I was called for that interview. I felt I did very well in the interview. I was able to connect with the panelists. We talked about so many things. So I felt I did very well. I felt like everything was finally coming to pass. I was finally going to succeed, with this particular application and with this interview. And after 1 month, I received an email from them. I didn't want to open it at the beginning. I didn't know what it contained, whether it was going to be a success mail or a rejection email. So I was fidgeting to open the email. And when I finally got the courage to open it and saw that it was a rejection, it felt like all of the walls, all of the things that I've built my life on came crumbling on me in that moment. I felt so much pain. I felt so much disappointment. I felt like I had never felt in my entire life. Started thinking, what is it that I should have done that I didn't do in this particular interview? What mistakes did I make? Asking a lot of questions. Is it the way I dressed? Is it the way I spoke? Is it like so many questions were running through my mind on what could I have gotten wrong? Why didn't I succeed in this particular interview? And that is, I found it hard to let go that this is a particular failed event. This was a near success, but it didn't happen. And it took me a while to finally let go that particular event did not happen. Why do you need to let go of a near success? Why? Number one is that you cannot, no matter how you think about it, no matter how you meditate, regurgitate the thought, think about what you could have changed, no matter how you think about it or hold on to it, you cannot change it. You cannot make a near success to finally become success, right? You cannot go into the past and change something. Lyndon Johnson says something, yesterday is not ours to recover, but today is ours to win or lose. It doesn't matter what has happened in the past. It doesn't matter whether it was nearly a success, but it still failed. There is nothing you can do about that past. But what you can do is to change what you do today and get the results you need for tomorrow. Number two, you need to realize that holding on to that near success, holding on to that past is robbing you of the success of today. The energy with which you think about about what you could have changed, the energy with which you think about that yesterday, that failed attempt, that failed event, is the energy you could have put into today and make your life successful and make your life succeed in that thing you are doing today. So don't waste it thinking about something that could have happened, a success that nearly happened but didn't. Put that energy into today. Don't allow that yesterday to cost you today. Number 3, holding on to that past will begin to affect your self-esteem. Sometimes when you are thinking about a near success, you begin to not only think about that failed attempt as an event, but you begin to see yourself as a failure if you hold on to it for a very long time. If you hold on to that failed attempt, that failed story, that failed event, you hold on long enough to it, you begin to define yourself as a failure and not see that event as an event or something that just happened. And saying you failed at something, you begin to tell yourself that you are a failure. And if you hold on for a long time, it becomes your view, it becomes your perspective, and perspective is everything. 4 reasons why you need to let go when something you wanted so much did not happen is that God always has something greater for you in today and in the future. No matter how glorious that thing that you have failed at, if you had succeeded in the past, no matter how glorious you think your life would be if that thing had succeeded, God has something much more valuable, much more amazing, much more wonderful for you in the future. In the book of 1 Corinthians 2 verse 8, he was saying, as the rulers of this world known it, they wouldn't have crucified the Lord of glory. So sometimes when the enemy robs you of something you thought was a glorious one, something you thought was good, something you thought was amazing, and it didn't happen, maybe God has something much more bigger than that thing that you are envisaging for your life. The enemy thought that by killing Jesus, he was taking away his glory. That particular death that Jesus experienced was the glory itself. So sometimes when you think that you have failed at something, it may be that that's the process that God needed to take you through for you to experience the greater glory that he has in store for you. So let go. What are the strategies to let go of a near success? Number 1, evaluate the situation. Evaluate that particular event with the light of pulling out lessons that could help you in today, not with the mindset of regret of what has happened, right? When I sat down to evaluate the whole situation, I pulled out lessons to hold on to my convictions. I pulled out lessons on how to dress, on how to talk in an interview, on how to do things better, right, in subsequent ones. Not to go back into the past and change what I was wearing or how I was presenting myself or any other thing I did in that particular event, but to take on the lessons that I learned from that situation and apply it progressively into the future and into today to not make the same mistakes. But 2, let the fact that you did fail at something propel you to seek out for more opportunities for growth, to seek out for more opportunities to learn and expand your horizon. Let the simple reason that you have failed at something propel you to do something better. Book of Proverbs 28 verse 10, it says, a righteous man may fall 7 times, but he rises again. It doesn't matter that you failed in the past. You may have even failed several times, but that does not define you. Determine that even though you have failed in the past, I'm going to try again. I'm going to do it again. It doesn't matter. If I need to change strategy, I will change strategy. If it means that I take a different course, I will do that. If it means to take a different direction, do that, but keep on running. Don't let that simple failure, don't let that failure of the past, don't let that thing that did not succeed stop you from making attempts, stop you from pushing. Push, push. Ensure you are pushing. Ensure you are growing. Ensure you are doing something every day that propels you to success. Don't let that failure define you, but decide to pick up your life again. Redesign your life again if you must. Redesign your path if you must. Take another course if you must, but do not let it keep you down. Do not let it keep you from going, from pushing on, from taking more opportunities, from seeking opportunities to become greater at what you are doing. 3, do not let that experience define who you are. It is just an event. Realize that whatever failure or whatever thing that you have failed at is just an event. It doesn't define you in any way. It doesn't say this is who you are. It doesn't mean that you are a failure. Let it not define you. Find that you will be a success. It doesn't matter if it's not in that initial part, but that you would make success with your life. Don't let a simple experience define who you are. Number 4, count your wins. Sometimes when we have failed at something, sometimes when we have failed at maybe 1 or 2 things, we focus more on the failures and we don't focus on the wins. For you to be able to let go of a near success, of that thing that nearly succeeded but finally didn't work out, you need to be every day count your wins. No matter how little you win, you succeeded in, getting another job, or you succeeded in winning a race, or you succeeded in doing something. Count your win and let your wins outnumber your failures. The 5th one, be thankful. Be thankful. Be thankful that event did not work out, for the things that you succeeded in. Be thankful that maybe this one did not work out, but something else will work out. Maybe that particular scholarship did not come through, but you got a job. Maybe something did not happen, but you got something else. Let thanksgiving always be in your mouth. Don't be like the Israelites, that even when God had brought them out from a failed past in bondage, they concentrated on the particular failure, that they didn't have water at the moment, or they didn't have food at the moment, and they concentrated on that particular failure and failed to count all the joy, the great things that was happening in their life. Be thankful for your wins. I just even remembered what happened to me last week, coming back from a place, and was just sitting down at the bus station, and waiting for the bus. I waited for the bus for about 30 minutes. Only for this bus to be coming. Another bus was just in front of it, blocking where we are. So the bus we are supposed to enter came and thought that there was no one waiting for it, and he drove off. And the next one was going to come in an hour, and we need to wait for it. I was so furious. I was so angry. Why did the boss leave us? And after a while, I just decided, okay, let me just go to a friend's place and sit down and relax for a while and wait for the bus. I used that 1 hour to sit with her, talk, and before I knew, the time was gone, and I was able to still meet up with another bus and come back home. But thinking about it, and when I was narrating this story to someone else, and the lady just made a comment, be thankful that you didn't enter that bus. Maybe God prevented you from going into something. Maybe the bus could have stopped on the way. Maybe something could have happened on the way, and that's why you missed the bus. Or maybe if you had gotten home earlier than required, something could have happened in your home, and God saw all of that ahead of you and prevented you from entering all of those things, those negative things. And here you are whining, and that got me thinking that sometimes where the things that we have wanted to happen in our life does not happen, it might be God's safety margin for us. It might be God preventing us from entering into certain spaces that is not where He wants us to be. So be grateful that particular event has happened, and be grateful for the things that has not happened and the ones that has happened in your life. I hope these few strategies would help you to navigate and let go of that near success success story and embrace the things that God has in stock for you. Follow us on this series, and I know that you will be amazingly blessed on this series on letting go of the past and embracing the future that God has in stock for you. I will see you again next week on this series, letting go of the past and embracing the amazing future that God has in stock for you.